And I'd like to welcome our host, Mr. Brian Rose.
All right, what's going on from the world of crypto? Thumbs up if everybody can see me and hear me here. Yesterday, we hit an all-time high on Bitcoin, breaking through 126,000, and everything is going crazy. Everything is popping, and we now know that Q4 is going to be the most explosive move in crypto. Alt season's coming, and just to be clear, alt season is not here yet. All right, alt season is when you have melt your face rallies, right? That's when your coins are doubling and tripling in a matter of hours. We haven't seen that happen, but we have seen crypto hitting all-time highs, and it's a really exciting time. And today I'm going to show you three of the main factors that are going to push this all the way to Pluto in Q4. Now, look, we still don't know if this 4-year cycle is on. It's very possible that come 2026, Bitcoin's going to crash back down. Maybe this year it's going to hit 150, 180, maybe even 200K. And it's possible that it goes all the way down below 100K in 26, or the cycle can continue. And this is the big debate right now. We have all this institutional interest. We got the president that's pro-crypto. We got the SEC that's pro-crypto. And we got Wall Street that seems to be cutting a new crypto deal every other day. Today it was announced that the ICE, the International Commodities Exchange, invested $2 billion in Polymarket, which is a prediction-based marketplace on the blockchain. This is a marrying of the old world and the new world in a way we've never seen before. It gives Polymarket a $9 billion valuation. This kind of a deal would have been unheard of even 12 months ago. And now it seems like they're happening left and right. Folks, we are just getting warmed up when it comes to blockchain being embraced by traditional finance and be embraced by mainstream America and mainstream the world. And we're just going to see valuations go up and up and up and up and up. So here I'm excited to talk about that tonight. We also have a special event happening on Thursday, and that is that the OG himself, Mr. Dan Tapiero, the founder of the 1RT Fund and the soon to be issued 50T Fund, which stands for 50 trillion, which is what he believes the entire digital asset ecosystem is going to be worth over the next 10 years. He's coming back and he's going to tell us how he multiplied our money multiple times over in our last $1 million investment into his fund. And he's going to show us how our members can get access to his next fund called 50T. This is not something you want to miss. It's 6 p.m. UK time on Thursday. Get on our emailing list and you can find a way in there, or you can go to londonreal.tv/Tapiero right now, Tapiero. Martini will put the link there in the chat and sign up for your space. It's going to be hot. And honestly, if you've never actually spent time with Dan, you'll be blown away. And his investment thesis and his view on the entire ecosystem is just next level. And I believe that his fund will be the best performing fund in the world as of Q1 next year. That's not just in crypto, that's in the world. For private equity, he's going to have some of the highest returns of capital out there. And we were big believers in Dan many years ago, and we were really fortunate to be able to access investment in his fund. And we're going to do it again. So that's happening on Thursday. Let me jump in here to today's presentation because it's all kicking off because these crypto new highs are really happening for a reason. And they're not going to stop, in our opinion. They're just going to keep going and going and going. And we want to talk about why. Because if we can understand this, we can really predict it. So I'm going to pull this up. And of course, you know, everything is really coming from the White House these days. It has a huge part to do with this. And that's why I titled this presentation, The Perfect Crypto Storm. And what's happening right now is that Bitcoin is bracing for this massive price shock. We've already seen the surge to an all-time high of 125,000 over the weekend. Yesterday it hit at 126,000. And now it's easily within reach of 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180K. A lot of smart investors are calling for 180K Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin before year ends. Folks, there's only 80 days till the year is over. And my question for you is, are you positioned to create wealth in this market? If you're not, then you better do it fast. Martini always knows that I say to people, you know what, you're going to blink your eyes and it's going to be New Year's Eve and your entire 2025 is going to be gone. And that's why you really got to take massive action now. Look, before we start, I want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you're looking for that, please go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. This is a 19-page PDF file. And you can go ahead and get your free download of this at londonreal.tv/download. It's our free gift to you. And of course, you can also download a copy of this later if you're watching this later. And it's going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain and show you how we're making a boatload of money behind the scenes. I also want to give you this free video, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. I'm going to give you a link to this free video at the end of this presentation. So just hold on tight. I'll give you to this to the end, and you can literally see how my members are making millions, tens of millions, and by the end of the year, hundreds of millions of dollars in these deals that we're doing. What is a pre-sale token? I can hear you ask yourself, Brian, what is that? Well, it's a secret practice of buying tokens from a CEO without anyone else knowing about it. All right. It's a deal that you do that the market isn't privy to. No one else has access to these tokens. In fact, a lot of times we buy these tokens before they even exist, actually. They haven't even been generated. We buy them for pennies on the dollar. And then when they do get generated a week later, a month later, a quarter later, a year later, oftentimes the price spikes because millions of people now want to buy them. And that's how we have found a way to consistently make money, deal after deal after deal. And I'll show you there's some of those big wins today. Folks, a lot of you don't know that this token here, Solana, that's now one of the biggest in crypto, you could have bought for pennies on the dollar as a pre-sale token. And that's the thing, right in front of your eyes, one of the biggest tokens out there that now trades between 200 and 250 bucks each. You could have bought this for 4 pennies on the dollar if you had just had access to the type of deals that we give access to. And of course, in this case, if you had put $1,000 in, that one investment of $1,000 would be worth over 5 million bucks today. And that's pretty cool. Folks, this is a deal that we cut about 6 months ago. And you can see here in the blue circle, the amount that we invested, which is $200,000. What you can see next is that red circle, which is the price we paid per token of 1.25 pennies. So we got these cheaper than Solana. What happened next? Well, we were up 20x at launch and made my group a $4 million profit in about 4 hours. Welcome to crypto, baby. The company was called Skillful AI. It's AI on the blockchain. And here is the CEO named Zoltan. Of course, when you get an investment from us, you also get an episode on London Real, probably worth even more than 200,000 bucks. And after the show, Zoltan said to me, Brian, this thing's going to 100x. Hold on to your tokens. You're about to make 20 million bucks. I said, good. I can't wait to tell my my club members. And then he asked a very strange question. He said, Brian, I want to join your club. I want access to your deals. Now, I didn't expect this. I figured a guy like this, a big time CEO in blockchain, wouldn't need our deal flow. But he said, Brian, because of your media company, because of your massive reach and your history, you get better deals than I do for cheaper prices. You get tokens faster than I can, and I want in. And so I said, look, there's one way to join. You got to book a call with Martini here. And she doesn't do discounts. So good luck. I'll leave it to you two. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he joined the club. And folks, I'll be honest, this is probably one of the biggest testimonials we've had when an OG member in crypto decides that he wants to join our club. And now you can see him on a lot of our live calls. Folks, this is Shrapnel. This is actually a video game on the blockchain. And in this deal, we were up 20x in 20 days and made my group a $5 million profit. This is the Mochaverse. I actually just saw Yat in Singapore just a few days ago. And this is the digital ID system for the Animoca brand's massive, massive portfolio. This thing was up 20x on launch. This is Story Protocol. It's an IP, intellectual property layer on the blockchain. And this thing is up 42x now, and it just seems to go higher and higher every day. We've already made a $21 million profit for our members. And at this point, I think it's going to become a lot more. 2 of our members put in $50,000 on this deal. Each one of them has now made $2 million on one deal. Now, some of these people have 50 deals with us. If each one performed this way, they've just made 100 million bucks each just by investing with London Real and London Real Ventures. So we're not playing games in the background. We're here doing serious business to get you serious results. Folks, this is one of the meme coins we invested in called CATS. It was up 14x at the launch. And one of our members, Christina, put in 30K with her mom, woke up one morning to a $420,000 profit. Not bad for a Wednesday morning. And of course, this is the legend himself, Dan Tapiero. He'll be here in 48 hours. I'm so pumped to have Dan on. He's going to actually walk the group through how much money he just made us over the past 2 years. He's going to tell us how he's going to pay us out over the next few months as well. And then the second part of the call is going to give all of us access to his next deal called 50T. Dan is the greatest trader I've ever met, and I've met them all on Wall Street, in London, in Asia, on all the trading floors. Dan is OG level. Like I said, I think he will be the best performing fund in the world, and we are getting access to his next billion-dollar fund, and very, very few people get access to something like that, and we'll be talking to him on Thursday. Make sure you join us. Go to LondonReal.tv/Tap Folks, I want to show you some of our latest deals, and these are deals that we're super excited about. One of them is called Synergetics. We actually got the CEO of this company here in studio on Friday. I'm super excited because he's actually an MIT Sloan School professor, and he's going to come on and we're going to do an amazing episode with him. Synergetics is incredible because it's an agent-to-agent protocol that's going to be the future of AI, and this is Synergetics.
I think it's really incredible.
Great presentation. The guy definitely knew what he was talking about.
This is their multi-billion-dollar unicorn legacy play.
I have a track record of actually delivering on startups. That's just me. This is me in the Agentic AI working group at MIT. We got written up in Forbes and MSN organically. And then we were also highlighted by NVIDIA at the Microsoft conference. And we have partnerships with Google, Plug and Play, Guidewire, and so on. So we are sort of like the creme de la creme of the people on this decentralized AI. We are a company that's powering the agent economy, avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and embedded systems. So the market for this is roughly $70 billion, and we believe that we can take a market share of about $7 billion out of this. We have actually deployed agents in the field. We are currently generating revenues. This year we plan to crack low 7 digits.
Show me some thumbs here, please, everybody on the call. So Camille likes it, Christopher Molson likes it, Petia likes it, Daniel Walker likes it. We got Jacqueline Capstick with 2 thumbs up, 2 up from Paul, 2 up from Henry Shiner.
I think this can be a real success. I do see the differentiators with the many other agentic plays we've seen.
He really knows his stuff, his experience. I think it's really incredible.
I'm actually working for a financial institution, and we're currently implementing a lot of the AI agents that he's talking about.
You don't teach at MIT Sloan unless you're somebody that's up there. And he's had successful exits for large amounts of money.
We're investing in an expert in his field, and he is at the top of his level.
All right, Booyah, I love that deal. We've just got a little bit left, and we're closing this thing out because he's actually going to be here in studio. Look, the other deal that we're really excited about is our media play. And we do a lot of media, so we kind of recognize when someone else is doing an incredible media play, and that is Kryptonites. Kryptonites has a show on Amazon. They've got tens of millions of views, and what they're doing is bringing projects kind of like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank style to the public. This is perfect because crypto now is going to the masses, and they really want to see how people fund companies behind the distance and behind the scenes. We're going to get tokens not only in the media company, we're going to get tokens in all the companies that go and pitch on this show. It's an incredible opportunity, and it's called Kryptonites.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Kryptonites is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead this space with Kryptonites.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Knight tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true. Every single company. By simply buying the Kryptonite token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
Oh yeah, both of those deals are almost closed. I think about 10 or 15K left, and super pumped. I think they're both having token generation next month. So we love those. Look, you can see the format for that as well. On Thursday, we've got Dan Tapiera coming back, but then on Monday, the following week, you can come check it out and you can watch those. Just send Martini a DM here and you can join us for one of those calls. They're a lot of fun and people just get a ton out of them as well. Folks, a lot of people have asked us, how do we pick so many winners? How do we consistently make these 10x, 14x, 20x, 22x, 42x? We're about to have our first 50x deal coming up. And we thought long and hard about it, and we figured out and concluded that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Look, we've been doing this now for 4.5 years. We have been putting in the work and really looking at deals and investing in deals every single week and month, all the way through the bull market, all the way through the bear market, and now back to the bull market. We've built a network, we've built intellectual property, we've built deal flow, and we've built an entire, literally a success platform. And now we just run it. And we also have an amazing community. And you know, Martini, I was thinking about this recently, is that there's really no community like ours in crypto. Not one that meets face-to-face twice a week, that trusts each other, that invests alongside of each other, and are going to be together for the next 10 or 20 years. It just doesn't exist in crypto. There's a lot of anonymous people out there with fake names and fake pictures and these fake groups. That's not true with us. You know, and I think that's one of the reasons that people really have so much success in our group, because, you know, they trust each other. They trust the people that come on our groups. Our CEOs come to our studio in London. We meet them in person and we support their journey for the next 10 years. It really is a unique opportunity. And, you know, Martini, I hear these horror stories sometimes of people that graduate from our Crypto and DeFi Academy. And then they're telling me, oh, I just lost everything. And I'm like, what did you do? And oh, I went to this random launch pad and I plugged in my wallet, and I stop them right there. And I'm like, why did you do that? That's just so stupid. And yet they do it anyways. And it just makes me realize that what we have is super special and super unique. And I hope more people find a group of people they can trust. Folks, stay here. A lot of you have tried to invest in crypto on your own, and you felt a little like Drake here on the top, and I think I was talking about it. You've gotten frustrated, you've lost your money, you've been hacked, and you quit crypto, and you think this is not for me. But there's another way. You can actually come alongside and invest with us, with a group with a 5-year track record in this industry, with massive successes, with a network, with a reputation, and you can come in for the big win. And so if you've been frustrated before, that's fine. I understand it, but we can really show you a way to consistently make money. And it's called the Investment Club. Folks, if you've ever struggled with money in your life, we have the solution for you. We have created a way to solve your issues with money, your paycheck to paycheck mentality, your struggles to get ahead of the game, all of that bad programming that you got since you were a kid and in school and in the matrix. We're going to break it all down and show you how you can create wealth quite easily by embracing the digital asset ecosystem. And we've also now onboarded 150 people that are on this journey with us. You could be 151 if you just decide that you've had enough and you want to stop fighting for the money and start attracting that wealth to you. If this is of interest to you, there's only one way to proceed, and that's book a call with Martini now. She put a bunch of links here in the chat, or you can type into one of these right here and book a call with her. You know, what we like to do is respect Martini's times because she's super busy. So please only book that if you're serious about joining. But if you are, we can really have a good conversation to find out if this is the right thing for you. And it's been right for so many of our members and our family around the world. Folks, we also have a 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy I've started this week, and you can still get in now. This is an incredible course we've been teaching now for 4.5 years. And of course, we've just discounted it by 60%. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. That's an invitation-only program. And what it gives you is 8 hours of live calls with me personally. You get access to our online e-learning platform with all of my modules and workbooks. You get our triple-tiered accountability system, so you have to show up and do the work. We've got dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. And we got a private group for posting all of your assignments and getting feedback. It really is the best course in the world. And I know that because I bought them all and taken them all, and they honestly can't even compare. What we do is we go into week 1 and we do the history of crypto. You're going to read the white paper on Bitcoin, learn about the creation of Ethereum and stablecoins. Module 2, you're going to get into the arena and buy your Bitcoin and Ethereum, set up your centralized exchanges, your hot and cold wallets, and you're going to do your very first decentralized finance trade in week 2. Crazy. Week 3, we're going to go deeper into DeFi, and week 4, we're going to show you how you can trade that portfolio and start making millions and millions of dollars, right? I take all of my experience from Wall Street and I give it to you really in the frame of crypto. Like I said, discounted by 60%. It's a steal at $9.99. It really is. And you're pre-approved right now on this live call. I'm telling you, don't overthink this. Go to londonreal.tv/buy, pull out your plastic, type in the digits, and boom, you're probably going to get a text from me in the next 30 minutes, bring you into the group, and you'll be on a live call very shortly and on your journey to really mastering this ecosystem. Or you can keep doing what you're doing now and keep struggling with money and living paycheck to paycheck. It's your call, but this could be one of your most incredible opportunities to change your life forever. Or you could let it just pass and you could just, like I said, keep doing what you've been doing. But I don't recommend that. And of course, I want to give you all my 8-step trading checklist as just a free gift. If you follow this every single step before you make a trade, this will probably save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next few years. Folks, this is the big news. We're seeing this perfect storm. And now we know that Bitcoin and crypto are braced for this massive price shock after it's already hit $125,000. What are we talking about? Well, it really is all of these things coming together. You've got Trump in the White House pushing crypto. You've got a friendly SEC. You've got the Senate and the Congress passing things like the Genius Act and the Market Clarity Act. And now on top of that, you got Trump talking about cutting checks, right? These stimulus checks that's coming from all of his tariff money. He's talking about writing $2,000 checks to the public. Now, what happened the last time people did this? This was back in 2020 and 21, and it's what caused the last major bull market. Folks, wake up and smell the coffee. Crypto is going to the moon this quarter, and you either have to be inside or you have to be outside, or you're going to miss this whole run. And it's a shame because it's a massive opportunity to make incredible amounts of money. On top of that, the Trump family is putting $1.5 billion into their own World Liberty Financial Treasury play. And now everyone's calling for Bitcoin to hit 150K in the next few weeks, which it probably will, maybe even before October is over. On top of that, you got people talking about Ethereum now, and people are saying that Ethereum could even go to $10,000, which is a 2x. And some people are saying it could go to $50,000, which is a 10x. And of course, Standard Chartered is now saying Bitcoin could go to 500,000. And that's something that's probably going to happen in the next few years. Folks, now is the time to get into crypto. Please don't wait. And now we're hearing that a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake is coming straight for Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin. BNB, Binance Smart Chain, is up 27% in the last 7 days. 27%. It's now the 3rd largest crypto blockchain. And my man CZ, who I met in Dubai 2 years ago at a back room at a party, and we were about to have a push-up contest, he's now raking in hundreds of billions of dollars with that beautiful BNB chain. And it's great to see CZ back and Binance back as well. Folks, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London last year, and I ran on a pro-crypto and pro-freedom of speech narrative. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted all the budget of London to be on the blockchain. And I actually wanted to give 100 pounds of crypto to every man, woman, and child in this city of London. Now, they weren't ready for me, so I've decided to just make all of my London Real family rich instead. And that's what we do. And that's why I spend 6 months of my year in Dubai, because this is where all the crypto deals are happening. This is my studio there. Here I am sitting down with Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, who's really a big man there. He runs the Dubai Blockchain Center and the AI Center. This is Uni Wong, huge crypto influencer. One tweet from her can really move markets. This is Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden a few years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. So if you have some excuse about why you can't pull the trigger and join our academy or join our investment club because you're too busy or you're too, I don't know, you don't have enough money, save your excuses, because I've seen grocery store clerks that have created billions while you're sitting there in your excuse loop. This is Chris Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. I got to see him in Singapore. He came to my boxing match. It was amazing. And so when I see taxi drivers and grocery store clerks that have made billions in crypto, and I see people like you tell me that you're too busy or you don't have the money, I just know they're excuses. Maybe you're sabotaging yourself. Maybe you don't believe you deserve it, but I believe you do. And so when you're ready to jump into the program, just let us know. Until then, you're probably going to face a lot of pain in the current loops that you're in, but you can jump out of that whenever you choose. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you that because we know everything happening in crypto. We've got the hottest deals on the planet, and we're here to make you a lot of money. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. This is the structure, the world's first media-powered investment firm. And this is what happens when you take a media company like London Real with a 14-year history and 1 billion views and 5 million subscribers, and you combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. You put these two things together and magic happens. And magic looks like this. This is our portfolio. And what you have here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 companies, from AI to DeFi to infrastructure projects to gaming, you name it, we have it. And each one of these companies with the potential to become the next $5 or $10 billion protocol and making every one of my members filthy rich. And that's our plan here. You can be one of them, or you could watch us do it. It's up to you, but we're definitely making this happen. And of course, we just now passed a big milestone. We've now invested over $22 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. We are now bigger than most funds in venture capital in crypto, and we're just getting warmed up. One of the reasons we win is we invest alongside the big boys and the big girls. Names you've heard of like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, Andreessen Horowitz, and Warner Brothers Music. And that's why we continue to win and win and win. And of course, we were recently voted the best venture capital KOL of the year. And I just got back from Singapore where I won British KOL of the year, which was an amazing honor. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And it's just the market recognizing that we really are leaders in our space. A lot of you know I also just got the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Global Family Office Summit for our success in investing in crypto. And then, of course, just a few days ago, I got back from Crypto Fight Night in Singapore for my second bout. They keep giving me these younger guys and these bigger guys, but I powered through and gave them a little bit of leather. And it was a great night, I must say. We're now waiting for the next contract to be signed. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. And that's the way we like to live our lives here. If you want to be proactive about your future, if you want to stop having the government tell you bad news, and you want to wake up to your creation of good news, then come alongside of us for the big win. And everything we do here all comes down to our mission statement, which is back on our wall. We're here to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. We have a different value system here, which is why we attract incredible offers and get incredible, incredible deals. But of course, a lot of you know from me, it's not just business, it's personal. I got these two fellas to look after. This is Caden and Damon, 9 and 8 years old. They both own Bitcoin. Damon's got a little Ethereum, and I'm looking out for their future, to be honest. And Lord knows our government's not going to help us. Our corporations aren't going to help us. As a matter of fact, they're going to try to print so much money that it's going to choke us. And so if I want to provide for these boys, if I want to protect them, there's only one way I can do it, and that's to invest in digital assets and to take risks every day. And so if you've got loved ones you're trying to provide for, then you better change your game, because the government's not going to look after you. Your corporate pension fund's not going to look after you. And 5 years from now, you're going to be looking around And maybe you'll be in the back of the line for the universal basic income, and that's going to be a dark day. And so if you want to be there for your family, then start taking risks today and get uncomfortable, or you're going to be left behind. Folks, this is Michael Saylor, and I love him because he's proactive and he's a huge believer of Bitcoin, and he believes it's the apex property of the human race. Michael currently owns about $75 billion in Bitcoin, and he's going to buy another 40 billion more. He believes each coin's going to $13 million, and he thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. I love Michael. He's been on the show twice. And what I like to do is remind people of the big ideas that Michael has. And Michael thinks that Bitcoin really is like a cultural revolution. And every time as it comes on the show, he blows my mind. And I suggest you listen to him now as he tells you about the future and Bitcoin.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than 4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff, and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, we're liking Michael, right? I never get old listening to that guy. I continue to listen to him. He continues to evolve in his ideas. And if you ever get a chance, make sure you listen to him. Takeaways from Michael is that crypto is encrypted energy. It's like walking around with a pocket, full of atoms. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto actually transcends money. This is the future, folks. And I think more and more people are starting to see it, and it's going to change the world forever. Look, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. And like I said, you're going to blink. It's going to be New Year's, and you're going to have missed this entire bull run. It's not too late. Crazy enough, it's actually not, because altcoin season hasn't started yet. You can still invest in deals like Synergetics and Crypto Nights, and I got a couple others waiting in the background, but you must take action now. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend, and I'll share with you our thesis, but there's one thing you need that you'll never, ever find on your own. Not in a million years, and that is deal flow. I'm talking about premium deal flow that can get you the 14Xs and the 20Xs and the 42Xs. Most of the deals that you're going to find when you walk into a conference or you go on a YouTube video or you go into a Telegram group are going to lose all of your money. I'm not talking about the 10K you put on exchange. You're going to lose all of your savings and your house and your car, and you're going to be left in a pool of tears. I've seen it happen so many times. This is a dangerous game, but if you play it right, it can be one of the greatest things you ever do. And that's why I spent the last 5 years of my life traveling the world, building the relationships to find the deals that are going to make you millions and millions of dollars. And here's my first trip to Dubai, where you can see me hanging out with the big influencers like Carl and Chris, hanging out with government officials, all the influencers, and of course, the venture capitalists for the funding. From there, I went to Paris, Sat down with a private dinner with some of the biggest VCs and the hottest projects. I'm always doing media, shooting documentary films, more influencers, more VCs. Then I was back to London, got to sit down with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, stopped by the Token 2049 conference. Again, more influencers, more VCs. From there, I was off to Austin, Texas. And there I'm hanging out with celebrities like William Shatner, my friend Alex Jones. And of course, on the bottom right, you can see our first annual gathering of the investment club. That's 14 members. And what you can see down there is a bunch of people having a good old time. And what can I say? A lot of those people there are making a boatload of money right now and changing their life forever and also making lifelong friends. We really have a good time when we get together. From there, I was off to Singapore, where I got back from just now. There, I'm doing media. I'm changing the color of my suit. It seems every few hours, from orange to white to red. I debuted the pink when I was there this time. I'll put some pictures up. And it's important because Asia is still a huge part of this ecosystem. And of course, from there, I went to Toronto for the Consensus Conference, more influencers. And on the bottom right was our second annual gathering of the investment club. About 35 members joined us. Our next one's in Miami. For next year, it's going to be even bigger. And we love getting together as a group. And of course, I always find my way back to Dubai, where I get to hang out with OGs like CZ there in the middle. And we premiere films. I interview people on stage. Folks, this is how I source the deals that are going to change your life forever. If you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, this is a snapshot of the number of deals we're going to look at every single week. I'm going to choose 2, 3, or 4 of these CEOs to come on the calls on a Monday or Thursday, and you're going to get pitched by the best of the best. How good was that call last night, Martini? Right? We had guys that were up at 4 a.m. in Seoul, Korea, that were pitching us an institutional exchange that'll blow you away, right? We were going to get in at $27 million. Their nearest competitor is valued at $10 billion. Okay? $10 billion. So that would be like a 400x if we got in on this deal. You put in 10K, you make $4 million. Those are the kind of deals we're looking at on a Monday night when you're watching Netflix or down at the pub or complaining about some nonsense. We're out there changing our future. This is what we do, folks. We're very good at this, all right? But if you want to win in this game, you have to put in the work, and that's what we do every week. What else do you have to do? You have to understand the financial tools, and none of you do. That's the problem. You buy some random token on an exchange, and you hope and pray at night, right? Jeff Bezos once said, hope is not a strategy, right? That's not how you make money in this game. You execute a game plan. And first of all, we understand that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represents the hottest opportunity on the planet. Pure and simple. This is how we're making all of our money. Why? Well, number one, you buy at these super low valuations, pennies on the dollar. I'll show you an example. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And it's called pre-sale tokens. Nobody's teaching this. Nobody is giving access to these deals except for us. And you can come in for the big one, and you can already see our massive proven track record. Honestly, you guys are spoiled, right? Most of my members got in before we prove ourselves. Now, of course, that's the reason they made millions of bucks on that one deal story protocol. But now you know we can do this. This is an easy decision for you, in my opinion. And what's pre-sale tokens? Well, this is Solana. And these are the details of the pre-sale token. Can everyone see that red circle here? April 5th, 2018. Can everyone see the blue circle there? 4 pennies. You could have bought this for 4 pennies, but you didn't. Now you want to go buy this, you pay $250 for the same token. Same token. Now what happened? You know what happened. If you had put $1,000 in this deal, it'd be worth $5 million today. 5 million. Most of you wouldn't know what to do with $5 million. Most of you could retire on $5 million. The people I know, they spend $5 million on a weekend, right? I'm not saying that's a good thing, okay? Right? I know a guy with $100 million in cars, okay? I'm like, you got so many cars, I can't even count them all, all right? But for most people, $5 million is enough to really get you sorted, and that's fine. What we want to do is make sure our members have money handled in their life, so they can focus on the important things: purpose, family, health, all those things that really matter. And so we want to give you this kind of wealth so then you can lead an amazing, productive life. Look, I believe that money buys you freedom. And I think we all want more freedom in this world. Now, I'll ask a bunch of you a question here. Did anybody here buy these tokens for 4 pennies? Anybody? Nabil, did you get these for 4 pennies? Elisa, Bally, Kate, Darren? I bet none of you did. Why? Well, because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could send you a text message on the morning of April 5th saying, hey, how would you like to get in on this deal? And this is what I do every single day. I send the members of my investment club a deal link every single day, right? This is my Telegram group in the investment club. You can see the deal right here. You click on the link. Within 30 seconds, you can put money in at a new deal every single day. All right. I'm going to give you the option to where you can make the decision. I don't invest your money for you. That's an insult. I give you the hottest deals on the planet. You choose and you make the money on the back of that. And it reminds me of one of my favorite movies where Gordon Gekko said, the most valuable commodity I know of is information. I deal in the highest quality information possible, and I give you the opportunity to take that information and make millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of dollars. So how do you create the wealth? You have to pull the trigger. And that's the problem with a lot of you people on this call, right? This is what you do. You come, you like watching videos, you're getting entertained, but you never pull the trigger because you're too scared. And it reminds me of a video that one of my mentors used to play for me and the group. And he used to try to show us how we sit around and watch these opportunities go by every day and we don't take action. It's so obvious that you should join us and invest in these deals. You see how much money people are making. You see our members. You see how happy they are. You know crypto is the future, and yet you're sitting there doing nothing. And I'm going to play for you that same video my mentor used to play for me because he used it as an illustration to maybe cut through, right? When he was done yelling at us, he said, look, this is what you guys are, and this is what you are right now on this call. You're this lion that's sitting there watching these beautiful, tasty meals walk by, right? You're hungry. You got a family to feed at home. Why not that one? Why not that one, Kate? Why not that one, Darren? Why not that one, Nabil? Why not that one? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I got a family. I'm too busy at work. And then someone else like me comes in and says, I'll take one of those. 42X on Story Protocol just made $20 million. And what did you do? You ran away to hide, right? Unfortunately, this is what most of you do every day. You watch all these opportunities go by and you don't do a damn thing. And then you complain about your situation. Oh, the government is messing me around. Yeah, well, what did you do? You didn't do anything. And so we're giving you an opportunity to come along with a proven, success story with a group that knows what to do. And yet most of you are going to watch this and go by as well until one day you get angry and you say, to hell with this. I'm going to stop being that person that is going to end their life in a life of frustration. What's that great quote? Most men and women live quiet lives of desperation. That's probably you. There's a way out of that. All you have to do is wake up one day and get a little mad, a little angry, and say, to hell with this, I'm going to change it. And quite honestly, the investment club is the most obvious way to make that change. And this is what you get. When you decide to pull the trigger and join us, you get access to these deals. Each one of these with the potential to become the next $5-10 billion protocol, making you absolutely filthy rich like the rest of my members. You're one decision away. Or you can keep up your current program. How's it working out for you? Your current program, right? Is it getting you where you want to be? Are you going to be a multimillionaire in the next 12 months? Probably not. So maybe it's time to get a new plan. And for us, it's called London Real Ventures. This is the entity that can make you wealthy. And you only get access to it because you're a member of our London Real family. We only accept people that have the same beliefs and ethos that we do. And what we do here is we create the vehicle that's going to attract deals and attract members and put them together and create massive amounts of value. And it all comes down to what I call my quadruple threat. Number one is production. We bring the CEOs to the studio. We make a beautiful piece of media. Number two is distribution. We get this media out in front of 5 million customers. Number three is connection. You get introduced to the Tapieros and the Atsus of the world. And number four, you get a big fat $200,000 check written to you by London Real. Not a single CEO can say no to this, which is why we get you the hottest deals on the planet. And you don't need $1 billion fund to invest like Dan Tapiero. You can get in for as little as $5,000. $5,000 to get access for the hottest deals on the planet. I can't even believe that's true. When I sit here and say that, I honestly can't even believe we give you this access, but we do. One final piece there. How do you learn how to invest? Well, you got to start surrounding yourself with the best. And one of the biggest problems I see with the new members of my group is that they're stuck in a toxic group of people, toxic family members, and their loser friends that don't believe in their big, beautiful goals. They're friends that would rather get drunk on the weekends or waste their time on Netflix or social media. Meanwhile, you have these big dreams of changing your life forever. And so I believe you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. How many people agree with that? Anybody here? I think we all know it's true, right? And so how do you break out of that group and find out some new peers? How do you start hanging out with billionaires and movers and shakers? It's very hard to do because they don't want to hang out with you. You have to find a group or some type of a way of hacking your way into that process. And that's what I've been doing since I was 15 years old. Now, here's 4 different pictures of Brian from about 15 to about 30 years old. And I just stumbled into this idea. I didn't really figure it out. This is back before the internet, if you can believe that existed. So there wasn't really a way for me to understand this. I just followed my passion. And here's Brian on the left. I'm 15, 16 in San Diego, making $6 an hour. And I would have stayed there making $6 an hour probably to this day if I hadn't have found a way to get out. Now, I flew to Boston, went to MIT, got surrounded by the smartest people in the world. They really pushed me to level up my game. And I graduated. And here I was now with the smartest people in the world, but I was still broke. And I knew I wanted to take those grades and go to Wall Street, which is what I did. There, I started competing with the big boys on the trading floors of the banks. They were mean and nasty, but after about 4 or 5 years, they taught me how to make a lot of money. And that started my career out. And there I am about 30. From there, I learned how to multiply that. And then on top of London Real and crypto experience, I've taken all that knowledge and I can teach it to you. My advice to you is get around a new group of people if you want a new result. Your current toxic family members don't really believe in you. Your friends don't really share your goals. And if you continue to spend time with them, they're going to keep you where you're at today. Why not take it to the next level? And I always ask people on this call, what if you told your friends after our chat tonight that you were going to make 10 million bucks in crypto with Brian Rose of London Real? Most of them would laugh in your face, or at least laugh behind your back, because they don't really believe in you. And that's why I created my investment club, because I want you to have friends like Marianne Bartels. She's one of our founding members. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. When you tell Marianne you want to make 10 million bucks in crypto, she's going to look at you and say, is that it? 10 million bucks? Let's make 100 million. Let's make $1 billion. Let's really go big. And I brought in Marianne so she can push you out of your comfort zone to think bigger. The more time you spend with a Marianne, the less time you're going to spend with your family members and your friends. And pretty soon you're going to tune them out. And you'll come back to them in a few years when you are a brand new person and you're wealthy now. And, you know, maybe you can talk to them and maybe you can loan them some money. But the point is that you've got to change your peer group if you want to change your results. This is Tigran, one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys, one of our founding members. This is your new peer group. This guy's going to take you to the next level. When Tigran hangs out with our members in Beverly Hills, he's talking about the next $1 billion idea. He's not talking about the ball game. He's not gossiping about the neighbors. This is a guy who's going to push you to the next level. This is Andrew Haynes. He's one of our technical experts, an amazing guy who's always really helpful for everybody in the group. Here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group. This is Dr. Encore. A lot of you know he was in medicine about 4 or 5 years ago, took our 4-week crypto and DeFi Academy, graduated, was the founding member of the investment club. And you can hang out with a guy like this every single week. And I got 146 more of these people. If you really want to change your game, change the people you spend the most time with. And this is our family, folks. Here's some selfies I took behind the scenes. What you see is a bunch of people that love hanging out, love making boatloads of money, and love changing the world forever. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement? You know it's true, right? And yet most people spend money on your education, or you spend money on your car or your clothes, but you don't spend money on your network, even though that's the one thing that will probably affect your net worth the most. Now, look, I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that's why we created the investment club, because every Monday and every Thursday, we teach you how to make money. And it all started back in 21 when we did our first crypto pre-sale token deal. It was a company called Across the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies out there. And I'll be honest, that deal really scared me. It freaked me out because it was my first one. And here I was, Mr. MIT Sloan School graduate, Mr. Big Time Banker. And yet my first pre-sale token deal scared me. It was a stranger on the Zoom call. He wanted me to send $100,000 in stable coins. I'll still never forget it, Martini, to this wallet I had never seen. I hadn't done any due diligence. My lawyer hadn't looked at anything. And he gave me about 20, 30 minutes to do the deal. And I just thought I was waiting for a huge loss. And I thought to myself, you know what? If somebody like me with all of my decades of experience is freaked out by this and can see the potential losses, all of you are going to get probably taken to the cleaners in this process. But at the same time, it could be the one thing that would make you millions and tens of millions of dollars in a short period of time. And so what do? Part of me was thinking you got to go all the way in, and part of me thinking you need to run far and far away. And so I spoke to Martini that day, and we decided we were going to create the investment club and really shepherd our members through this and create massive amounts of wealth and massive amounts of change in the world by empowering our members and their families. And that's what we did, folks. And here are the details. It's application only. We open up only 10 spaces a quarter, and they're always oversubscribed. They're gone because everyone wants to get in. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's turned into a lifetime program. Imagine being a part of this for 10 or 20 years. Incredible. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. We're now doing 2, 3, 4 a week. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, you never bought a Bitcoin in your life, no problem. We'll give you a full year of our Kings of DeFi program and bring you up to speed. And that's the beautiful thing, folks. You do not need crypto knowledge to do your first deal. We'll get it done in the first few weeks, and you'll be off and running. Next live call is Thursday, actually going to be 6 p.m. this week for Dan Tapiero. You don't want to miss it. Folks, we teach this remote to people about 40 different countries. And here's the syllabus. Module 1 is what is a crypto pre-sale token? I gave you a link to that earlier. Module 2, what is a SAFT? Now, most people here never heard of a SAFT before. And it's probably the reason that you're poor and you're going to stay poor. Because a SAFT is one of the instruments that the wealthy use to get rich. And if you don't know what it is, you don't have any excuses anymore. Because right now, all this knowledge is at fingertips away. What you need to do is get with a group of people who understand this, who can teach this to you and create the wealth that I think you deserve. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. Module 3 is how do we identify early winners and do due diligence on all of our new protocols. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and what groups to go to when you're there. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols like Story Protocol? And Module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money, you're not going to know what the heck to do with it. I recommend that you spend some, you save some, and you put the rest back into this ecosystem. Here's our Telegram group. Here's our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. As I mentioned, we're oversubscribed. Martini is massively busy fielding calls from people all around the world that want to join us now. The investment in the mentorship, in the deal flow, in the community, in the hottest deals in the world for the next 10 or 20 years of your life is $50,000. Now, look, I understand that's a significant amount of money for a lot of people, but it also can give you unlimited financial returns. What if that made you 50 million bucks? Probably one of the best deals you ever made. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And of course, our special investment opportunities, those 2 deals I showed you are ending right now. If you want in on them, you've got to act in the next few days. By the way, this is the deal you missed last quarter, which is a shame. This is a SAFT agreement. That deal was up 5x in one day, 466%. Now, why do I tell you that? Because you've missed a lot of deals already. But I kind of want to make this point because a lot of you now are thinking, you're kind of procrastinating. You're thinking all the reasons you shouldn't join. You know, I got to talk to the missus and I got to check with my boss and I've got to talk to the kids and I got to whatever. But if you just stopped with all of the resistance and the procrastination and the storytelling, and you would put a mere $10,000 in this one deal, you would have paid for our club for the rest of your life. And you could be hanging out with super wealthy, super successful people every single week, learning crypto, and before you know it, making millions of dollars. But you didn't. You started coming up with all the reasons you shouldn't, and you're starting to remind me of that lion watching all of these opportunities go by. And you've seen our track record, folks. Shrapnel 20x in 20 days. Mochaverse up 20x on the launch. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. We've done 4x so far on our $1 billion fund. Cats up 14x. And of course, Story Protocol up $21 million and going higher at this point. Folks, how many more of these do you have to see before you realize this is the best bet probably in the world right now? One of the best opportunities to make money in blockchain is sitting right in front of your face. All you have to do is grab it. And here's the pledge to the members of my group. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And at this rate, we're going to get it done probably in 5 years. Folks, we've got lots of members. They have real names with real stories. If you go to londonreal.tv/club, you can watch each one of these videos from each one of these members and learn their stories. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. We've got Joe that says the window of opportunity is closing quite quickly. You're about to miss it. We've got Jerry, who's just honored to be part of the club. We got Dr. Yvette, who's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. I mean, what's your excuse? Here she is crushing it. And you're telling me you're busy? I don't really believe that. Here's Jens. He asks the right question. How can you afford not to join us? How can you afford not to do this right now? And of course, here's Petya, who actually couldn't afford the investment club, but she joined anyways. She forced herself to find the money. And then she did about 77 deals after that, $5,000 minimum. You do the math. She is poised to make a lot of money in the next quarter. Folks, this is Chris. He said the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. And a lot of people know that Chris invests alongside his 14-year-old son, who puts $1,000 on the table and dad does the balance, and they invest together. I love this story. We got fathers and sons. We got mothers and daughters. We've got husbands and wives, even boyfriends and girlfriends that invest alongside of us. And this is what Chris said about the investment club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
Booyah. We love Chris, love the vibes. We got an amazing group of people. Really are blessed with such a great group, and blessed to be in a great space and blessed to have the deal flow. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life forever. 5 can do even better. 10 or 20 is going to set you up. So all you have to do is take some action and make it happen. Stop worrying about money. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. You've already missed most of it. There's still time left, but you got to start taking massive action now. You can learn early stage investing, and what I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember that liquid tokens and equity, anything you can buy on an exchange right now has limited gains because somebody like me has already taken out a 50x. You got to start before the deal goes public, and that's what we do. And of course, I'm giving you the chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. It really is nothing compared to 10 or 20 years. And of course, that's a significant investment, but it can get you unlimited financial returns. And now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. $10,000 a month for 6 months gets you in. So if you have limited capital, $10K gets you in the club. You can take another $10K, put $5K into those 2 deals I showed you, Synergetics and Crypto Nights. You're going to have tokens in 30 days and you're off to the races. And this gets you the best deal flow in the world. This only happens now, folks. If you wait to the next bear market, you're not going to have these results. Remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. That means investing in the people around you. The peer group, right? Most people never spend a dime to get in the right room. That's exactly what you need to do. Folks, only one way to join. Book a call with Martini. Here's 4 different ways. Book this call with her. She's spoken to thousands of people, and she can tell you if this is the right fit for you. But please, if you do book a call, make sure you're serious about joining this course because we really don't like to waste your time. And of course, there's also our 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy. You can join right now because we just started this week. It's discounted by 60%. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. And it's going to give you 8 hours of live calls with me, access to our e-learning platform. You get my triple tiered accountability system. You get dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. And of course, that private group for posting assignments. It's an amazing course. You're pre-approved to buy on this call, londonreal.tv/buy. Don't overthink it. Pull the trigger. Join me. Folks, what is your why? These guys, every day they're like this. Every day they give it to me large, these guys, right? And so what they do behind this being the picture is they're pushing each other and tickling each other behind the scenes. And that's why they're always laughing so much, right? And so my question is, do you have people in your life that you're looking out for, that you have to provide for, that you have to protect? You probably do. So what are you doing today that's going to provide for them 5-10 years from now? If you're coasting today, if you're phoning it in, if you're waiting for your government or your corporation to take care of you, you're going to be sad. What I do is I take risk every day. I go into the unknown. I get uncomfortable because I know that's what's going to help me provide for them in the future. Folks, if you're taking care of people, start unplugging from the matrix, get into crypto and digital assets, and watch the wealth trickle in. Folks, here's the bonus video. I promise, londonreal.tv/bonus. We'll show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in the world. And you can join us on our next live call. Reach out to Martini or go to londonreal.tv/club call. It's a Monday or a Thursday. Folks, I'd love to answer your questions, and I really appreciate everybody being here. Just DM me anything you want to know. Also, I can see we got Martini here, which is rare because often she's really booked up on these calls with people all over the world. Martini, would love to get your thoughts on everything, the market right now, and how are people feeling out there?
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian. And it was great to have everybody here on the call. And those of you who are watching on the live stream, hopefully you guys were able to pick up some of the gems that Brian dropped today. And one thing to really consider for sure with what's going on in the markets as well is that we've got about 86 days until the end of the year, as Brian said earlier on today. And the question that I want to ask each and all of you is, how are you positioned for the end of the year and starting out 2026? Are you positioned for profits, or are you positioned to be doing everything the same as and having the same year over and over and over again? So if you are looking into doing something different and you are wanting to invest in early stage companies that are here to change the world and support each and all of us in creating the wealth that we deserve, we want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to check out the Investment Club page, and that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, and where we see ourselves going together for the next 10 years as a community. You can also take a look at on that page there the caliber of companies that we have invested in from the day we started up until now. The next step is when you are ready to go ahead and join us and start investing alongside us. The next step is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious, and serious means you are really wanting to consider joining us. You're really wanting to go ahead and start investing, but you just got a few questions that you need to have answered. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me, or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And of course, the last link there, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the Investment Club is, and you can definitely sense his enthusiasm about our community and the companies that we're investing in, but we want you to experience us in real time. So we do have our amazing call that's happening this Thursday with the amazing Dan Taffiero, and you definitely don't want to miss that once in a lifetime call or opportunity. So the last link inside of the chat here is for you to join us on one of our live Investment Club calls where you'll see the CEO pitching their company to see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions. You'll also be with the call that we have on Thursday, Dan Tapiero, giving us updates on the companies that we've invested in, our profits, what to do with the profits, and how to move forward in investing in the next deal that he has. So the very last link is for you to go ahead and join us on one of our investment club calls. So guys, please understand that we've got 86 days until the next year, and really start to consider, how are you positioned? Are you positioned for things to be the same, or are you positioned for profits? If you're wanting to position yourself for profits, we want to see you on the next live call. All right, Brian, back to you.
Great stuff, Martini. Thank you so much for that. And thanks everybody for being here today. Definitely book a call with her. Definitely join us for Tapiero on Thursday, LondonReal.tv/Tapiero to sign up, or come to LondonReal.tv/Zoom and you can watch these. It's going to be epic. Don't miss, the next 80 days, like Martini said. You have very little time, but it's all going to happen. Don't kick yourself later. We're here to help. We're here with the track record, and we're here to take it to the next level. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye.